and the various other features of services marketing. Okay, so you people have to quickly read through. Wherever you have a question, please ask me. Okay. There are various definitions which have been given by various authors who have worked on the field of service marketing. In 1984, Lovelock and Patterson spoke about services marketing. Then 1997 was spoken by Irons. Are you guys reading through? A lot of disturbance is coming in. So this is the definition of services marketing. Kotler in 1996 defined service as an activity that one party offers another that is essential, intangible, and does not result in the ownership of anything. We have spoken much in detail about the characteristics of services marketing, so that those characteristics are also visible in the definition of services marketing, which has been given by Kotler in 1996, wherein he talks about the intangible aspect because you cannot hold it, you cannot feel it, you cannot grip it, and the ownership is not there. Its production may or may not be tied to a physical product. So either a service can be a pure service, or it can be along with a physical product. Then Grand Rouge 1990 identifies a service as an activity or activities of a more or less intangible nature that normally, but not necessarily, takes place in interaction between the customer and service employees and or physical resources or goods and or systems of the service provider, which are provided as solutions to customer problems. So I won't call this as a definition. This is more of an explanation about services marketing. The term services covers a heterogeneous range of intangible products and activities that are difficult to encapsulate within a simple definition. So what is meant over here is services marketing has a much broader concept. So you cannot actually define it in a certain set of sentences. It is much broader in meaning. So services are also often difficult to separate from goods with which they may be associated in varying degrees. So this is a small definition given by J. Conrad Levinson. Marketing is not an event, but a process. It has a beginning, a middle, but never an end, for it is a process. You improve it, perfect it, change it, even pause it, but you never stop it completely. So what is meant over here is services marketing, or for that matter, marketing is a continuous process. Once you have bought the product, your involvement with marketing or services marketing does not stop over there. Why? Because the product may get bad, will require after sales service, will require repair. So these are all part of the marketing activity, which is an ongoing activity. Okay. So the difference between goods and services. Yes, Ashwini, I think your kitchen is making a lot of noise. Okay, so we are talking about difference between goods and services. So the first difference is higher intangibility. Second, lack of ability to store them for future sale, that is perishability. Greater interaction between customer and the service factory, that is the service provider and the customer have to be involved, unlike products wherein the product can be delivered at a later date, it can be used at a later date. However, in terms of services marketing, the services have to be delivered and have to be consumed at the same time. So therefore, the third point which says greater interaction. Then greater variability in service delivery. Why? Because you cannot standardize service. The same type of service, if delivered in different period of time, will be different. Then fifth one is greater variability among service customers' expectations, because each place has a different method of delivering service. If I talk about restaurant services, if you go to a tapri, you'll get chai for 10 rupees. If you go to a restaurant, the same tea will cost 20 rupees. If you go to a 5-star restaurant, the same tea will cost 150 rupees. So greater variability among service customers' expectation. The fifth point. Okay. Any questions till now, students? Any questions, students? Okay. Are, I have somebody who has joined by the name of Xi Jinping virus provider. Who is this? Any idea, friends?
No, sir.
You people can see, right? Xi Jinping virus provider. Suresh Kadam has also joined in. Okay, okay, no problem. Chalo. So we will take up service economy, the second part. The service economy can refer to one or both of two recent economic developments. One is increased importance of service in industrialized economies. What is being said over here is that service industry is a recent phenomena. Let's say 20 years or 30 years back, there was no concept as a service industry, as services marketing. However, the marketing people decided that service plays a very, very important role in the promotion of the GDP of any economy. So therefore, a separate concept called as service economy was materialized. So services account for a higher percentage of US GDP than 20 years ago. Current list of Fortune 500 companies contains more service companies and fewer manufacturers than in previous decades. What is meant over here, I had shared with you the list of service industries that are there. Around 43 categories of service industries are there. Okay. And so if I talk about insurance and banking, it is contributing to around 30% of the GDP. If I talk about India. Okay. So service economy has started playing a very important role in the development of the economy of any country. Fine. So the term is also used to refer to the relative importance of service in a product offering. Service economy in developing countries is mostly concentrated in financial services, health, and education. Products today have a higher service component than in previous decades. What I am trying to tell you over here is, if a person buys an AquaGuard, the cost of maintaining the AquaGuard is much, much higher than the amount that is spent on buying the product. An AquaGuard will come for 10,000 rupees. However, every year, the maintenance charges, that is the service charges of maintaining that AquaGuard in your house, would work out to around 3,000 to 5,000 rupees per year. Okay. So which means if you're suppose using the AquaGuard for, let's say, 10 years, you would have paid 50,000 towards the servicing of the AquaGuard. So this is what I am trying to tell you over here is the products today, can you see the cursor, right? Products today have a higher service component than in previous decade. Can you see that? I've just highlighted that for you people, right? So in management literature, this is referred to as sterilization of products. Virtually every product today has a service component to it. Old dichotomy, that the old philosophy between product and service has been replaced by a service product continuum. Many products are being transformed into services now. For example, kindly quickly read this. Okay. Then evolution and growth of service sector. So this has been divided into eras. So the first era, Fisk, Brown, and Bittner employed the metaphor of biological evolution to describe the history of these services. Okay. So rest of it is available on your Moodle to read through. I will quickly take you through the main points of the first era. And that is, the first one is known as crawling out. That is pre-1980, when early services, that is scholars, created and defended the services marketing field. Okay. So the first phase of the first era was known as crawling out, which means that it was just coming out. Then scurrying about, that it was just running about between 1980 to 1985, when a rapidly growing and enthusiastic community of scholars quickly built the basic structure of services marketing. Then the third phase was walking erect, 1986 to 1992, when the services marketing field achieved a measure of respect and legitimacy within the marketing discipline and beyond. So this is how it is shown. Okay. Pre-1980s, crawling out. 1980 to 85, scurrying about, that is running about. 1986 to 92, the walking erect phenomena. Because people started recognizing that services plays a very, very important role in any type of product marketing. So these are the three phases of the first era. That is the first era. Kindly read through quickly. Okay. Now all this is available on your Moodle. Then the second era came in. This is after 1992. The emergence of a multidisciplinary field. Okay, 1993. Emergence of multidisciplinary field. A lot of people have left. Okay. This is what happened during this emergence of multidisciplinary field, wherein first the phase of making tools came in. This is just a sec. Let me take it further up. 1992 to 2000. Then 2000 and to the current scenario of today is creating language, wherein we are talking about services as a separate entity than product. Then building a community, which is the future, wherein today people are moving into services marketing as a career all in itself. Therefore, a lot of people, different categories, The 43 types of categories that I had shared with you earlier in the earlier lectures, they are all coming together as a service industry and building a community which will be the future. Okay. So this is what first one is, making tools. You'll have to quickly read through. Tremendous technology and fusion, especially of information technology. I'm talking about digital marketing now. Okay. Then the second phase is creating language. Digital marketing is a language of services marketing. Okay. So there are specific phrases of services marketing which are used, like service encounters, service quality, service theater, service experience, service escapes, service recovery, service continuum. So all this we will be studying in detail. This is the language of services. Why? Because we have started treating service as a separate economy altogether. Then, as I told you, building community, the future of the service field, wherein people from various types of service industries coming together and contributing to service economy as a separate entity, to services marketing as a separate entity. So that could be digital marketing, that could be banking, that could be insurance, that could be education. So we all, these categories, they all belong to the services sector. Okay? Shall I move forward? Good morning, Rahul. Good morning, Suresh. Hi, Ketki.
Hello, sir.
Great. So this is the conclusion for the evolution of services marketing over a period of time, right from the early 1980s till today. So which means almost 40 to 45 years for the evolution of services marketing. Okay. So just read the conclusion. Okay. Okay. As you will read through, how does services marketing established in India? So today, the service sector contributes more than 50% of India's GDP. Are you getting my point? So 50% of the GDP is contributed by the service sector. So the amount of scope that you people have when you want to take up a job in services marketing is huge. So this will also help you in understanding that you will get a very good placement if you want to make a career in services marketing. Okay? Kindly read through because we've already covered all this. I'm just running you through the salient features. See, the various characteristics, the 3 extended P's of marketing, it talks about everything. Then it talks about CRM, customer relationship management. That itself is a separate entity in services marketing. Okay. Then the nature and scope of services. Nature and scope will talk about tradability and merchantability. So tradability is the relative involvement between goods and services in the production of these services so that it can be easily traded. And merchantability is the relative distance the customer and the service provider in the acquisition or performance of the service. So what are the learning objectives over here? Service process matrix, the service package, distinctive characteristics of a service operation, the strategic classification of services, and the role of a service manager from an open systems view of service. These is what we need to understand while we are studying services marketing. Then characteristics of a service. We have spoken much in detail in the earlier lectures, so I'm just taking you through quickly. Example, there is one example given over here. You can read this. Many organizations do have elements to the product they sell. For example, McDonald's sell physical products, that is burgers, but consumer is also concerned about the quality and speed of service. Are staff cheerful and welcoming? And do they serve with a smile on their face? So this is basically talking the 3 extended P's of marketing. That is people, process, and physical evidence. People, the people who are serving over here, the process, that is burgers getting served to the customers, and the physical evidence, that is the smile, the quality, speed of service. These are all the 3 extended P's of marketing. So there are 5 characters of service which will be discussed below, which we have discussed earlier. Lack of ownership. I'm not going in detail. Intangibility, inseparability, perishability, and heterogeneity. We've all discussed in detail earlier. So what are the challenges and issues in services marketing? What are the problems that we can face in services marketing? The first one is tangibility. Since services marketing is intangible, therefore this becomes a problem because people can only experience it, can only feel it, and only then can talk about it, unlike product. Then relationship and value. I will read through what is tangibility. A product is tangible, which means that customer can touch and see the product before deciding to make a purchase. Items such as packaging and presentation may compel a customer to purchase a product. Services, on the other hand, are not tangible, which can make them more difficult to promote and sell than a product. Then relationship and value, the second point. Products tend to fill a customer's need or want, so companies can use this to sell a product. A service is more about selling a relationship and the value of the relationship between the buyer and seller of the service. For example, A car is something a buyer can touch and see as well as use. A service such as lifestyle coaching, for example, is not tangible. A lifestyle coach may be able to assist clients in creating a life plan, and implementing steps to transform his life into one that the client wants to live, but it is not something tangible that the client can place in his home and look at it every day. Therefore, client needs to perceive the value of the service, which can be harder to get across. The second point. Third one versus many. Marketing products tends to involve multiple products that make up the line. For example, cleaning product manufacturers tend to market not just one cleaning product. Instead, they have a line of cleaning products to serve the various needs of their customers. Services, on the other hand, typically have a single option. It can be harder to promote and sell the reputation of one single service over the benefits of many different products. Then, comparing quality. Measuring quality of product is easier than measuring that of service. If a customer buys a cleaning product to clean the kitchen sink and it doesn't do the job, the customer knows the value of the product is zero. On the other hand, it is harder to measure the quality of a service. Then return factor. If a customer purchases a product and it doesn't work as it is supposed to, the customer can return the product for his money back, or at least to receive a store credit. Service is consumed as it is offered, so it lacks the return factor that a product has. Some service providers overcome this by offering money back guarantees. कि अगर आपको हमारा services पसंद नहीं आया, so you will get your money back, which is the normal practice. Quickly, I'll take you through ethics in services marketing. First one, aggressive promotion through telemarketing and personal selling. Invasion of privacy. You receive a lot of phone calls, loans ले लो, insurance ले लो, then misleading claims backed by poor service performance. If you take our service, your body pain will totally go. This is the marketing that the massage providers do. But does it actually happen? So misleading claims. Okay. Okay. So we have come to the closure of the first unit. I have quickly run you through. Now we'll go to the second unit. Tomorrow, my lecture will be there at 10 o'clock. So any questions, friends? Any questions? Hello? Any questions,
sir.
friends?
No, sir.
Okay. Acha, today at 2 o'clock, we are having the meeting.